What's going on with the Orioles starting staff? They lost 24-2 on Sunday. Yesterday, they got wiped out by the Nationals 7-0. And their pitching staff is in shambles. Brandon Hyde, the manager, was asked if they would consider moving Charlie Morton to the bullpen because he's got a 10-plus ERA and 5 starts. And he said everything's on the table.
Where do they go? The biggest problem is we talked about this whole offseason. They didn't go out and make the moves they needed to make. Mm-hmm. Charlie Morton is at some time, eventually Father Time catches up with him. We love Charlie.
Yep.
And he's had an unbelievable career. But at some point, Father Time catches you, and right now it looks like it's caught up to him. And he's struggling, right? Mm-hmm. Sagano was pitching today for him. He's a guy they were counting on. He's been okay. But Eflin's on the IL, right? Grayson hasn't pitched yet this year. Bradish is on the IL. So they're beat up, and the guys they're counting on aren't getting it done right now. So this is something that everyone knew could be a possibility this offseason. It just stinks that it's coming to fruition because you never want to see guys get hurt. But this is the one thing we said about the Orioles is, do they have enough starting pitching? They thought they addressed it with some of the moves they made. With guys going down, guys not pitching where they're supposed to, they're short.
The Orioles are 9-13. They are a half game better than the Rays for last place in the American League East. So you got the Rays at 9-14 at the bottom. Blue Jays are 500. Red Sox are 14-11. Yankees are 14-10. Nobody's running away with anything right now. You're a win streak away.
But the big problem is that the Orioles need to figure it out because I've said this many times. You can't win the pennant in April, but you can lose it, right? So you can get far. Like that's the thing we talk about with the Braves, and we kind of went through it yesterday with the other teams in the National League. Is that the Braves? If you dig a big enough hole, it's hard to climb out because there's other teams that are able to do it. So the Guardians. The Orioles aren't dead, but they are leaking oil, let's just say, because they need to figure it out quickly because the Yankees aren't going anywhere. The Red Sox aren't going anywhere. The Blue Jays have been better than we expected. And the American League, 3 teams from the Central made the playoffs last year, right? I know the Royals aren't off to a great start, but the West could be that team that grabs a couple spots from you this year with the Rangers, the Astros, the Mariners possibly. I'm just saying there's an opportunity there for a team to steal a wild card spot and take one away from a team that we're counting on like the Orioles. I think the Red Sox are probably better. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah. It's going to kill my AL East prediction. And it'll look good.
How are you feeling?
It'll look good.
Kratz, because Kratz, you were the high guy on this team entering the season. And I think all agree that the offense is good. They haven't been amazing, but it's been good. The starting rotation, no?
I think they're bottom half in OPS. They're
20th.
They're more than bottom half. Yeah, but they're not even driving it. My thing is they're not. I thought after their struggles the second half, not any one guy, just kind of a cumulative struggles. Obviously, the poster child for that was Adley. I just think young players, when there's not some type of regression type of thing, when you're with your age, you're going to automatically you're going to learn from those struggles. A lot of these guys never struggled anywhere. College, high school, minor leagues, and now they struggle in the big leagues in big spots. I thought they were going to make the adjustment and just come out gangbusters. I never liked this starting rotation, and I thought the bullpen was going to be fine. Well, the starting rotation is just in shambles right now with injuries, and it's making the bullpen worse because they're being used too much because their starters that I think they were leaning on too much aren't there. But I just can't believe that the offense hasn't gotten going. I know Gunnar started the season late, but I just thought they were really they're just going to bludgeon teams to death. And they haven't done that, and it's actually been worse than average.
Okay. I mean, schedule is a factor here, which doesn't play into this, but OPS plus, you've got ballpark adjusted, league adjusted. Orioles are 108, which is 10th in baseball. So
okay.
I think.
But see, that to me is making excuses. They're 15th in actual OPS. I don't care about OPS plus.
Yeah, but
adjusted crap, but DAP.
But come on.
They're 9-13. Or
which park are you playing in when you're playing your game?
Why does it matter? If you're either winning or losing,
no, it matters.
It matters where your park is.
The other team has to play in that park too.
No.
That's why OPS plus is helpful to factor that in. I'm saying if
they're 9-13.
Yeah, but OPS plus helps us be like, not this year's different because they're just awful. But Otherwise, we'd be looking at a team like the Rockies, like, oh my gosh, they're the best offense every year. It's like, no, they don't, because every game there is 12-10.
The final say in all of this is OPS plus, OPS minus, OPS dash, OPS, whatever you want to call it. They're 9-13. That's it. Their starting pitching, I think, has the worst ERA.
It does.
So you can hit all you want. Eventually, if you have the worst starting pitching ERA in baseball, ERA plus, FIP, whip, ship, dip, whatever you want to call it, they're 9-13.
We're on the same page.
You're trying to justify it with OPS plus. They're not that bad. No, they're that bad. They're 9-13.
Their lineup is in my mind fine. Are they the top lineup in baseball?
Well, that's what a lot of people thought they would be with all these guys. The better question is, did Mike Elias wait too long to trade some people?
That's part of it, and also the entire world looked at their rotation entering the season.
Not one person didn't. A couple people did it
in the front office.
Yep,
and the ownership.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that was a mistake, and I pick and choose my spots. We were bashing it. Not all of us, but many of us were like, what's going on here? Do they think this is going to work? And again, they're 5 games under 500, but this is a very disappointing start, and I don't see the personnel right now with the rotation. Who's saving the day for them in the next month?
Tristan
Grayson
McKenzie.
better come back.
It's too early to make trades.
He was his DFA. They could claim off waivers.
Sure. Could give that a shot.
Grayson's got to get back. Eflin's got to get back. That's started. Bradish got to get back. Let's not forget, Bradish was their number one for the last couple years. He's great when he's healthy.
When's he coming back? August?
Yep.
When's Grayson coming back? Grayson was supposed to be back.
We don't know yet.
He had a setback.
What's the problem? What's the panic meter for you?
Listen, here's the thing, Scott. To me, listen, as far as analytics go, I understand the analytics part of it, and I understand, listen, I can come up with a stat that says this, that, or whatever I want to come up with to make myself feel better about my team. But at the end of the day, I don't care how many analytics people you are, the proof is in the record.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're 9-13 with the worst ERA, go to ERA plus, see what they are. If it's adjusted for all these parks, because the other team's playing in the same park, so they're giving up more runs than they're scoring. So that means they're not good right now. Right now, I like the Orioles. I like a lot of the players on the team, but they're not good right now.
And I think in this case, when we're discussing this, OPS Plus does paint a good picture that the offense isn't as bad as, say, their batting average, or say, is Camden Yards playing tough or whatever. Just talking about their offense, they're doing better than I thought. I thought they were a below average offense so far. They're slightly above average based on that. And now I think that's why OPS Plus is good. My panic meter is there's no pitching help. This offense, if they feel the weight of, oh man, we got to score 6 or 7 runs a game, it's real. You have to deal with that because there is no help in the future. You're not finding starting pitching that's going to go 6 innings, quality starts for you for its next 15 starts until Grayson comes back, until Bradish comes back. You're not just adding somebody in that's going to give you those quality starts. So the offense, they need to look at themselves and go, you know what? We got to carry the boys now because there's no other way around. So my panic meter is, I don't know what your scale is, but it's in the red because it has to happen now, just like the Astros had to make it happen last year. The difference was the Astros still had some starting rotation pieces that were then learning and improving and getting better as the season went on. They don't have that. It's going to be a tough road to hoe, but the offense has to pick it up. They got to be a juggernaut.
Kratz, do you like spending an hour on grocery shopping?
Nope. Speed up the process, please.
Introducing Hungry Root to the FT fam.
Now we can all be bougie with our own personal shopper to handle the food shopping, including recs based on what you're looking to put in your body.
I stack my Hungry Root box with items like gluten-free, dairy-free blueberry waffles for breakfast, shrimp veggie bowls for lunch, and a little filet mignon with potatoes and broccolini for dinner.
You can also say just, hey, Hungry Root, I eat paleo, or I'm vegetarian, and they load up your cart with personalized recommendations.
And those recs keep evolving as they learn about what you're into. Also, no BS, as in no artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as FT does. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/FT and use code FT. That's hungryroot.com/FT, code FT to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. So ERA plus for the Orioles as a team, including bullpen, by far the worst in baseball. 70.
It's not good.
Okay.
Next worst team is the Nats at 83, and the Marlins and A's at 92. 70. It is by far the worst pitching by ERA plus in baseball. If you're watching this later on and you're like, you're judging too much on one stat, we're not. We just mentioned a mix of stats. We went with the classic ERA, the ERA plus. Anyone that watches their games right now is like, this starting rotation is a full-fledged mess, and right now it's the worst in baseball. And there's not necessarily a quick solution for this. Oh, wait, and they're in the AL East. Every team's pretty good. So for me, Kratz, I'm with you. The panic meter's red because there's a chance this team doesn't make the playoffs in what should be the prime window of contention for their core. This is the prime window. We all agree, right?
Yes.
This is it right now. These few years that we're in are the best years for the Orioles core that they built up for a 7-year tank job. To get to this point, it's a problem.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to throw it out there,
Yep.
make sure we were acknowledging it, because I feel like we got to a point yesterday where panic is starting to set in. And yes, they might put Charlie Morton in the bullpen for now. Anyway, coming up next, let's
Is that
talk.
the answer, though?
What?
Is putting Charlie Morton in the book because you still got to cover those innings.
Do you want to throw him out there right now with a 10.89 ERA and 5 starts? Every start he's made right now is 4+ runs.
I don't know. Who do you have to come on for him?
He's not coming out of the bullpen and going, I found it. That's not happening. So you're throwing him out there when someone else lays an egg. Pun intended. When someone else lays an egg, you sit there and you go, all right, well, I guess we need to eat some innings. Chuck, 41 years old, go get that body loose, and we're gonna sling the rock up there for your 70 to 90 pitches. Like, I don't think he's not at the point in his career where he's going to find something in the bullpen. And you can't go get an inning out of him. Like, to me, keep in the rotation because you don't have that many other options.
Agreed. Let him figure it out. And if he doesn't, then at some point you have to make a tough decision.
Cut him.
I didn't say that. I just said you got to make a tough decision.
What's the threshold when you're in a competitive division and now you've dug a hole? How many more starts, if they keep looking like this, do you go? Because he's done 5. They've all been bad.
You have to see if you have someone else. First, usually with veterans, they try the IL. Oh, he's got a
Anal fissure.
whatever. Hamstring, forearm tightness, shoulder impingement, whatever they come up with, right? Boil, turf toe, I don't know. Whatever they can come up with. And then they let them try to figure some stuff out but they got to have a replacement. Who's the replacement? I don't know who they have in Norfolk in AAA. See, that's the problem is you just can't say, oh, well, we're going to throw him in the bullpen because you got to have somebody that's a replacement. I don't know who that would be right now.
Trevor Rogers is back soon.
Okay.
I think he's the first one that would be on the way back.
Okay.
Great. It's one.
He's on a rehab assignment starting today, I believe.
It's not like the Phillies. It's not like the Phillies who, Christopher Sanchez goes down yesterday with the forearm pain, whatever, this thing you never want to hear. Ranger Suarez, I think, just threw 5 innings yesterday in a rehab start. The Orioles aren't at that spot. And the Orioles didn't start with a 6-man, 7-man rotation like the Phillies have. The Orioles' top prospects are not pitchers. You're not just making another Grayson Rodriguez. That's why you add the Max Fried, you add the Corbin Burns. I wouldn't even have been against them adding 2 frontline guys, one in a trade, one in a free agency, but they didn't.
Jesus Luzardo. Were they in the running?
Available.
Apparently not.
Did they not have the prospect capital that the Phillies had?
They
moves
did.
like that this past offseason.
But they're, I don't know.
I mean,
we need to get Mike Elias on here and ask him because he's the only one that has the answer to these questions.
Yeah. Morton's making $15 million this year. Shigano's making $13 million this year.
Well, remember their big sign was Tyler O'Neill for the outfield.
Right. Not hating on that,
Fine.
but my point is,
but they had guys like Hurstead and all these guys that could play the outfield, right? So
they spent $28 million on Morton and Shigano.
Okay,
I'm not hating on Shigano. He's actually been okay. He's fine.
He's been one of their better starters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they thought that Morton would actually be the guy to help rack up innings for them right now, which they really need because they do have a lot of players down, a lot of pitchers down.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.